Namaskar, good evening. You're watching the Newshour Agenda at 10 and I'm Swati Joshi. Well, on top of Newshour Agenda tonight, we will focus on the honeymoon horror that has left the nation shocked. A cold-blooded, calculated murder of a husband by his own wife. Why did she resort to this horrific crime? We will reveal in our top story. On the nation, a wife scripts the murder of her own husband while they were on their honeymoon in Meghalaya. It's a real-life crime thriller where love and lies cross paths and blood and betrayal takes place. Take a look at this.
It was a honeymoon that turned into a horror story, where the villain is a bride itself. 24-year-old Sonam Raghuvanshi, who scripted the cold-blooded murder of her husband, Raja Raghuvanshi, while on their honeymoon in Meghalaya. On May 11th, Sonam got married to Raja in Indore. Just 5 days later, the plot to get rid of him was in the works. On May 16th, Sonam had a conversation with a lover, Raj Kushwaha, who worked as an accountant at the plywood business unit owned by Sonam's family. Sonam called herself a widow even before her husband's death. She told her lover Raj Kushwaha, "I'll marry you as a widow. Let's get rid of my husband Raja. We will pretend it was a robbery. If I become a widow, Dad will agree. Father will get me married to you."
मेरे भाई ने सोनम रघुवंशी के साथ 7 फेरों के साथ 7 जन्म का वादा किया था और आज वो 7 दिन नहीं रह पाई उसके साथ। ऐसा क्या किया था मेरे भाई ने जो उसको मार डाला? अगर तेरे को नहीं पसंद था मेरा भाई, कोई और पसंद था तो भाग जाती, मारा क्यों उसको? मेरी मम्मी को देख रहे हो, उनकी कितनी हालत बुरी। भैया के पास बस मम्मी है, हमारे भैया को कैसे भी छुटवा दो। कल वैसे कभी नहीं कर सकता, मैं आपको बार बार बता रही हूँ कि हमने उसको बचपन से जानते, वैसे कभी नहीं कर सकता।
The plot was in place. The execution happened in Meghalaya, where the newly wedded couple went on May 21st. Just before the murder, Sonam spoke to her mother-in-law. Sonam talks about food, fasting, climbing mountains, acting calm and absolutely normal.
हेलो हेलो, हाँ मैं राजा का फोन चल नहीं हुआ अभी नहीं हुआ, बस हम चढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, हम ऊपर चढ़ गए फिर फोन लगाते हैं। और आज तो उपास होगा फिर? मेरा तो उपास है ना, मेरे को 2-3 बार बोल दिया। हाँ। मैं घूमने के चक्कर में अपनी 11 थोड़ी तोड़ूंगी। वही तो तेरी, मैं अभी खरियार बना रही थी तो मेरे को एकदम से याद आ गई कि आज तो मेरे बहू का उपास बापे। हाँ।
Sonam hired contract killers to do the job. The original plan was to throw Raja off a cliff and make it look like an accident. But Raja fought back, only to be struck with a machete. And when he still didn't go down, Sonam screamed, "Kill him." She even helped push Raja into the gorge.
कानून से मैं यही चाहती कि देखो मेरा तो बेटा चला गया और किसी का बेटा नहीं जाए, ऐसी लड़की सातिर पैदा हुए कि जो बच्चे को मरवा दे, तो ऐसी बच्ची को जीने का कोई हक नहीं, बस मैं यही चाहती हूँ।
अब दुख तो है, मिल भी गई है तो अभी हमको तो दुख ही, छोरा चला गया। जब ये उल्टे इल्जाम लगा रहे हैं तो, और अब जो है वो तो जितना दुख घूमने का नहीं था उतना दुख ये उल्टा सीधा का होएगा हमको। तो अब जो भी है वो सामना हमको ही करना है, इसमें भी और उसमें भी, हम क्या कर सकते।
If that wasn't chilling enough, here's a Supari angle. Sonam promised to pay the killers rupees 20 lakh and handed them rupees 15,000 as advance. This money came from Raja's own purse. That's not it. After the calculated and chilling murder came the cover-up bid. Sonam was online using Raja's social media account at 2:14 a.m. after the murder, posting "Saath janmo ka saath hai." The digital footprints helped cops nail the Black Widow. Bureau Report, Times Now.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Deceased and the victim in this case, Raja Raghuvanshi's mother, Uma Raghuvanshi, is joining us on the broadcast. Uma ji, आखिरी बार आपकी राजा से कब बातचीत हुई थी? आपकी अपनी बहू से जो बातचीत हुई थी वो ऑडियो क्लिप सबके सामने आ गई है। राजा से आखिरी बातचीत में क्या उसने बताया था आपको?
उसने ये बताया था, मैंने बोला था बेटा तुम कहाँ की तरफ हो, तो बोले मम्मी हम ऊपर की तरफ हैं। क्या कर रहे हो? तो उन्होंने बोला था कि केले खा रहा हूँ मैंने बोला और भी कुछ मिले तो खा लेना, तो बोले ठीक है। तो मैंने बोला ऊपर की तरफ क्या करने के लिए आए हो? तो उन्होंने बोला कि मम्मी ऊपर आए हैं, हम नीचे थे रात भर से। तो मैंने कि नीचे कहाँ पर रुके थे? तो बोले जो पुराने मकान है ना छोटे छोटे, उनमें रुके थे बोले। और फिर इसके बाद में ना बस यही बातें हुई थी सब खाने पीने की उससे। और ये पूछा था कब निकलोगे? तो उन्होंने बोला बस यहाँ से थोड़ी देर बाद निकल रहे हैं और घर के लिए ना बोला था 2 दिन बाद आएंगे।
क्या आपने राज कुशवाहा का नाम सुना था कभी सोनम से या राजा से? क्या आपके परिवार को कब ये पता चला कि राज कुशवाहा और सोनम का अफेयर था, या राजा ने कभी आपको इस बारे में कुछ बताया?
नहीं, राजा को भी जानकारी नहीं होगी, राजा ने भी नहीं बताया, मेरे को भी नहीं पता।
सोनम से जो आपकी फोन पर बातचीत हुई थी, जो ऑडियो क्लिप सबने सुना, और सोनम के बारे में आप ये कहती हैं कि बहुत अच्छे से रहती थी, बहुत अच्छे से बात करती थी, क्या आप लोगों को कभी शक हुआ कि उसका रवैया बदलता है, अलग है? या जब मेघालय को लेकर के प्लानिंग हो रही थी कि दोनों को मेघालय जाना है अपने हनीमून पर, क्या उस वक्त कोई बर्ताव में बदलाव आपने देखा था?
नहीं, मेरी सोनम की उसी दिन बात हुई थी, जिस दिन यहाँ से जा रही थी ना, उस दिन भी मैंने सोनम से बात करी थी, बहुत अच्छे से बात करी थी उसने में से।
तो सोनम के साथ आपकी जो आखिरी बातचीत थी उसमें उसने क्या कहा था? क्योंकि जो ऑडियो क्लिप है उसमें सुनाई दे रहा है कि वो हाँफ रही है और खाने को लेकर के कुछ बात हो रही है।
वो नहीं, जब भी कुछ भी नहीं लगा।
आपको कभी शक नहीं हुआ सोनम की बातचीत से? उसका रवैया कभी आपको अलग नहीं लगा? सोनम के जो पिता हैं उमा जी, वो कह रहे हैं कि सीबीआई की जांच होनी चाहिए, आपका क्या कहना है इस पर?
वो मांग रहे हैं तो उनकी इच्छा है सीबीआई जांच की, तो करवा लो। नहीं भी चाहते तो एक बार और पता करो उनके वहाँ से क्या चाहते वो। सोनम के जब तक मुंह से बयान नहीं आएंगे, इसलिए उनने सीबीआई जांच का बोला हुआ।
सोनम को लेकर के आपके क्या विचार हैं?
सोनम को लेके अब तो यही लग रहा है कि सोनम ने बहुत बड़ी साजिश रची थी।
बहुत बड़ी साजिश रची थी। उमा जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका हमसे बात करने के लिए। द फैमिली क्लियरली इज डेवस्टेटेड. द फैमिली इज स्टिल ट्राइंग टू कम टू टर्म्स विथ द लॉस एंड परहैप्स विल नेवर बी एबल टू completely come to terms with the fact that their child, their son, was murdered by their daughter-in-law, who in fact plotted the entire murder. Let me open this up and go across to the guests who are joining us on the broadcast. We have Dr. Jayanti Datta, psychologist, PK Jain, former additional DGP, Maharashtra. We have Abha Singh, lawyer and activist, and Shoni Kapoor, men's right activist. I first want to come to you, Dr. Datta, because, after hearing about this case, after going through the revelations that have come to fore, how the entire murder was planned, the one thing that everybody is talking about is the psychology. A woman starts planning the murder of her husband just 5 days into the marriage, and look how meticulously everything was planned. Looks like the job of a professional killer. What is the psychology of such people?
See, to me, I feel it's not Sonam alone. There must be other people also helping her. The marriage itself was one of the components of the ploy, because when she decided to marry, she must have had already thought of what will be the next step. Now, she behaved in a very nice manner with the mother-in-law, but when you go into the details of her other interviews, which I saw, she was complaining that, the boy had complained that she doesn't talk to me properly. If I call her in the morning, she responds in the evening, telling that she's busy. And her sister-in-law Sonam's sister-in-law. That interview also she said, Bhabhi was all the time busy on the mobile. Mind you, if you look at the body language of Sonam near the cliff, you will see she was so restless and she was meticulously packing her shirt and other things. Whatever the small clipping I could see, you know, this girl was absolutely confident that she would not be caught. This is the unfortunate scenario of most of the people, you know, who have the criminal propensity. And the motive was clear. If she kills him, she also said that, you know, she will be a widow and then she can marry her lover. He was a servant. He was working in her firm. So obviously the parents must have said, no, you can't marry him. They knew about it and they did not encourage her. They did not sanction, did not say yes. Now to get that yes, she kind of planned this ploy. And I'm sure, you know, very often parents feel, all right, get the girl married and it will settle down, everything will be okay. But in her case, everything did not go okay. And I'm sure those three people who were rounded up, how did they reach at the same place? The various interviews which I was listening to, now wherever they were going, they were followed by these three people. Now had she not coordinated, these three people were not the friends of Raja.
But she was in fact guiding them, the contract killers, the Supari killers. That's what we're given to understand. And let me also bring in Abha Singh, because the revelations, yes, Abha Singh, the revelations have put forth some shocking details. Details like Sonam wanted the contract killers to just get the job done. At one point while trekking, the contract killers wanted to give up. They did not want to kill Raja anymore. She lured them, said that she's going to pay 20 lakh rupees to them. In fact, immediately took out some 15,000 from Raja's purse and gave it to them, you know, just to ensure that the job is done. She herself apparently pushed him into the gorge. She was so prepared that she wanted Raja dead. Now, how do you respond, Abha Singh, when you hear things like, you know, that she perhaps did not want to marry, that perhaps it was a forced marriage and that, you know, that's the reason why she resorted to such a step? You know, because in a society, you have people with the various opinions.
See, it was a forced marriage and that is why to exit that marriage, she got him murdered. That is very crystal clear. She chose the honeymoon venue because you heard the brother saying on the media that she had booked the tickets and the husband is telling his brother that I have no option. She has booked the tickets and I have to go. So it was a cold-blooded, premeditated murder, well planned out. Because she was forced to marry, she said the fastest way to exit is have him murdered. She will be the merry widow. She will inherit property. She will get all the jewelry and then she can marry her lover. So all these ideas come from social media, from the shows they see on the way to do murder, and Supari killing is the easiest. In fact, Mumbai people come from UP, kill and then disappear for peanuts. So these young boys who are 18, 20, 22 must have made a fast buck of 2 lakh rupees, and for that they must have agreed to go and murder. So here the biggest culprit, I would say, is Sonam. Because it is her interest which is being fulfilled, that she is going to get her husband killed and move out and live with her lover. So I think Sonam needs to be given death penalty because it was a cold-blooded, calculated murder and you are destroying the institution of marriage. You know, I mean, people now would be scared to get married. I mean, this is what you're trying to show. So we need to give us harshest punishment. So nobody dare think of such things. And also of the police. The Meghalaya police has done a wonderful job. But my question is, why are people emboldened when there is life imprisonment and death penalty for murder? After that, these young boys have the audacity to go and commit murder.
Perhaps like
that
how...
makes me worry and
yes,
question.
perhaps like how Dr. Datta pointed out, Abha Singh, that they thought that they would be able to, run away, that they will never be caught because of the location that they had chosen to commit the crime. They wanted to look, the entire incident to look like an accident. And that's their planning. But unfortunately for them, Raja fought back. He was resisting, he was fighting back, he was making it difficult for them. That's what we're given to understand as per the revelations. But you made a very important point and you spoke about influence. Now, Dr. Datta, is this mindset, this psychology, which many are describing as a criminal mindset, can it form at some stage in your life by being influenced due to external factors? Can social media influence you or other mediums to which you're exposed to this level?
Surely, surely. Surely. You see what happens, your socializations, your selection of the model, you know. She must have selected a faulty model, and then, you know, the parents come to know, had her socialization, her rearing been perfect, she would never have stooped down to the level of choosing a servant to be her paramour. Now the trouble is, you know, once you have chosen and you are going ahead with it, then you plan and, you know, you feel, you know, all these people with criminal propensity, they always have this grandiose feeling, you know. We call it grandiosity. They feel I can get away with everything. And that is why, you know, she planned, she took so much of pain to go to such a far-flung place.
You know, but I kind of disagree. Because are we not mixing up issues? Now, as far as Sonam's life is concerned, irrespective of who she chooses as her lover, irrespective of the caste, creed, religion of that individual, that's Sonam's life. She can do whatever she wants to with her life, but she does not have the right to take away someone else's life. That's the point I'm trying to arrive at. PK Jain, look at how these individuals planned the entire thing. So the contract killers were with Raja and Sonam the whole time. Their entire plan was to make it look like an accident, but Raja fought back, like I mentioned earlier. That made their job difficult. At one point, they did not even want to commit the crime. They just wanted to, you know, get done with the entire thing and not kill Raja. But Sonam lured them, gave them money. First of all, how difficult does it become for the investigating team to establish the motive behind such a heinous crime and to zero down as far as the culprits are concerned?
Swati, good evening. Thank you very much for having me here. See, I have followed this case quite closely, as millions of people across the country have done. See, what I realized is that the police was onto Sonam and all these killers much earlier in point of time. They were keeping quiet because they wanted to make a good watertight case. They had the first thing in such cases that the police does is they, normally try to track the telephone conversations, the CDR of the persons concerned. So in this case, apparently Sonam and Raja's phone CDRs were taken, and then they must have realized that she has been in touch with certain individuals constantly for hours together. I think that is what gave them the initial lead. So they were just trying to piece the theory together as to how it happens. Every criminal thinks that he or she is very, very clever and they will never be caught by the police, but eventually they slip up somewhere. In this case, these killers were called from Indore to Meghalaya by Sonam. And she was constantly in touch. She was giving her location. They were following her everywhere. The guy's statement is very crystal clear that there were 3 persons. They were talking in Hindi, and they went to Chirapunji with them. So apparently they were following this couple everywhere, and it was by design. So now, this was as Ava has mentioned, as the other panelists on this panel has mentioned, it was a calculated, premeditated murder. They have planned it well. Much before the marriage was performed, they entered into a marriage bond. Much before that, the entire planning had been done, and they only also wanted his money, and she wanted to have the tag of a widow to get married to this man, to her lover. So apparently, the police knew about it. They took all the criticism from Sonam's family, from Raja's family, and yet they quietly went about their job, and they apprehended those 2 persons earlier. Then the 3rd person was probably apprehended in Ghazipur, and then Sonam was also caught in Ghazipur. And that is how the entire plot has unfolded. Now she is already in police custody, so are the other accused. I'm sure that the entire chain of events as to how it happened, why it happened, and what exactly happened will come out during the interrogation. And after that, I think the police will come out with a categorical press conference or press note telling the public as to what exactly happened in this case. But a very curious case. I have seen many such cases in life, where the most unexpected thing happens. So all that theory of kidnapping, all that theory of robbery, though it was made out to be so, it does not stand, and the truth comes out to be something different, as it has happened in this case. So, like all criminals, Sonam and her co-conspirators have been all caught.
But then, Mr. Jain, since you have seen several such cases, and I'm sure you've seen the criminals as well, their psyche and their mindset very, very closely. What do you think, was the psyche of Sonam here? Did she think that she will get away with the murder? Would she be able to establish this as an accident where she is completely unharmed? The husband is dead. Do you think that happened only because perhaps she was in a forced marriage, or it is a criminal mindset from the very start?
I don't think this marriage was forced. I have seen the brother and father and mother of Sonam. I mean, I'm not of the opinion that she was forced into this marriage. I think it was that she had planned the entire thing. She wanted to get married to this boy. She wanted to have money also along with that. And this person, this deceased, I'm told, was doing pretty well in his transport business. So what she probably thought was that she'll be able to stake claim to his inheritance and also make a good life subsequently with her own lover. And they tried to plan it in a manner that she thought that she'll never be caught and she'll play the victim card and all. But as I said, the police was very early in investigation, had latched on to the CDR of this girl. They knew she was in touch with certain people. They tracked those numbers. They apprehended those two guys much before they did Sonam. So apparently they were already in the know of the things. Maybe the exact story they would have come out after she was caught. And that will come out now. So to my mind, every criminal in such cases, see, murder cases are the easiest to figure out and solve, because there's always a motive, there's always a conspiracy behind it. So these cases are eventually cracked. It may take a little more time. The circumstances sometimes are difficult, but this case was to be cracked, so it got cracked.
Okay, I want to bring in Mr. Kapoor. Mr. Kapoor, this of course is not an isolated case. A lot of cases have been reported in just the recent past where the wife is directly or indirectly involved in the killing of the husband. Now, many are saying what has changed in the society. Many are also pointing out, Mr. Kapoor, that we are just taking note of it. It has been happening. We are just realizing it now. Which side of the argument are you on?
So, thank you, Swati, for having me here. And as you said that this is not an isolated case, I fully well agree. And I say that we have started noticing it because there has been a lot of cases in the recent times. Every other day you hear about a man being pushed off the balcony, stabbed in their sleep, poisoned, put in a drum. So all kind of things are coming up. And the reason is that I think it has reached a critical mass. The violence against men have reached a critical mass now, and the society and the media has started taking note of it. We have been doing it online, and we have been, chronologizing every story about it. But unfortunately, we have seen time and again that the society and the whole ecosystem, the legal system as well as the whole social ecosystems, they blindly assume that a woman is always a victim and a man by default an aggressor. So we have created a system where we get shocked when a woman commits a crime. Whereas both man and woman, they are capable of committing all kind of crimes. It is only in the recent past that media has started covering these stories, and I think it is after Atul Subhash suicide case that the media has become more vocal about and covering more stories where a woman is a perpetrator and the husband is or a man is a victim. For many years we have been talking about it, that how law has been misused and how women are given leeway. Women are committing crimes like they are murdering kids when they want, when the courts grant them the visitation rights to the husband. So I think this is high time that we show no leniency towards women who commit crimes, and we take these cases to logical conclusion.
Why do we look at it from the angle? One second. Why do we look at it from the gender lens? Why don't we say that whoever has committed the crime, irrespective of whether a man or a woman, is equal in front of law and should be dealt with?
That is what I was coming to. That is what I was So that is what I was coming to, Swati, and I was saying that when a woman is a victim, everybody demands a fast track trial. Here I say that when such kind of heinous act have come to fore, when such preparation, such conspiracy has come to fore, I think it is high time that we should make it as an example, and the case should be put to fast track. And if Sonam and other people are guilty of this crime,
a crime has been committed irrespective of whether it's a man or a woman. The laws are gender neutral. The section that is slapped against somebody for murder is still slapped whether it's a man or a woman. Let me bring in Abha Singh. Abha Singh, so much of planning, hiring contract killers, ensuring that Raja Raghuvanshi dies, saying kill him now, offering more money. So much Sonam could go through and plan, but not simply tell Raja's family or Raja that she did not want to marry.
How do we know that she had not told her parents? Like
No, I'm talking about Raja or Raja's family, because I'm sure if
Last year
Raja
he had left the job.
Go ahead.
See, Raja was new to her. It was an arranged marriage. She couldn't have confided in them. It was easier for her to confide in her parents. And when her parents would have insisted on this marriage, because Raja himself said that she is not talking to me, she is not the lovey-dovey wife which she should have been. So then that was very clear that this marriage was against her will. And I would blame the parents. You see the states like Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, UP, you have things like honor killing over there. The girl's family will never agree to a boy who is their employee for marriage. For them, marriage is connected to your society status, your reputation. So I'm sure there were pressures on her, and this was the best way she found, which her boyfriend may have suggested. The real mastermind could be Raj Kushwaha, her boyfriend, because he also would like to get back to the girl's family for rejecting him for his poor status.
But Abha
so
Singh,
maybe he incited her.
Sonam's father is now speaking to media, and he says that he was happy to get her married to whoever she chose. Then he's also demanding a CBI inquiry.
See, of course, because his daughter is being maligned, he will always say, I call for a CBI inquiry. There is some intrigue because by hook or crook, he has to show that his daughter has not committed that murder. When the facts and the evidences show something else, that it is Sonam who has got him murdered. So the father will try to deflect all the thing by saying, oh, there is some bigger intrigue, let the CBI come. No. The Meghalaya police and the Madhya Pradesh police have done a good job. They've arrested everyone. We got CBI in Sushant Singh Rajput, nothing came out because that was a suicide, not a murder. So here, all the 3 state police have done a wonderful working out of the case. They have taken locations, everything. So I think we should accept, and we know all of us that this is the truth, that Raja was murdered by his wife and her lover with the help of these 3 Supari killers. And now the thing is, let the charge sheet be filed, let the trial start, give Sonam Kapoor death penalty, give these people life imprisonment, so that at least a strong message goes to the society.
Mr. Kapoor wants to come in.
Sonam Raghuvanshi.
Swati, you asked me a question.
Once again,
let me respond.
Mr. Kapoor wants to rebut. Mr. Kapoor wants to rebut. I'll come back to you.
So Swati, when Abha was speaking and I was telling you that the societal mindset is that the woman cannot be a victim. So Abha was just saying the same thing, that it could be the boyfriend who has, conspired everything and who has planned everything. I say it is a crime which has been committed by everybody. So everybody should be equally held responsible. Why give women leeway that she could not have planned this? Please, this is the mindset typically which I was speaking about, and that is why this gender sensitization or gender roles are very important when I speak. This is the only point which I
want to bring in Dr. Datta. Dr. Datta, are we as a society more shocked because a woman has committed the crime, or are we shocked because of the nature of crime?
This is not the first time the woman has committed this kind of a violent crime against the husband. You had Muskan from Meerut. You had another lady from a village who got her husband killed and then pretended it is a snake bite. I don't believe that it was only the paramour of Sonam. Sonam must have been the key figure to have, worked out the whole plan. Have you seen the coolness with which, after murdering the husband, she has eaten the food, she responded to her mother-in-law, and, as if nothing has happened. If you look at her, she also surrendered only when this Kushwaha was arrested. So her lover was arrested, then she surrendered. I don't think she should be spared. It deserves a immediate punishment, and it should serve as a deterrent for all these women. I'm handling such cases in the metropole of Delhi, where the woman is working, is elite, but keeps on bothering the husband, telling that main tere ko marwa dungi, I want to kill you. And the husband, poor thing, he's apprehensive कि मेरे को कुछ हो जाएगा, मेरा job चला जाएगा. So all these things are happening because you don't have any avenue, to safeguard the men. It's high time we accept that it is the perpetrator who needs to be punished,
you're saying it's
not the
high time
gender.
we accept perpetrator can be anybody irrespective of their gender. Let me bring in Mr. Jain as well before we wrap up the debate.
Yes.
Mr. Jain, what do you think about this entire debate of the society being shocked at the woman committing this crime? Many saying that we are just realizing it now, we're just taking note of it now. Then there are others who are saying because a lot of cases are coming to fore, that's the reason why perhaps we are debating this today.
So I think there are 2-3 things. We are making making a demon out of Sonam alone. Sonam and Raj Kushwaha, both were the perpetrators. Both had conspired together to commit this crime. These 3 guys who were hired through Raj Kushwaha. That is one thing. Secondly, now they are trying to put the blame on each other. Sonam is saying that she had no role. These guys killed. Now one of them is saying that we wanted to back out and she gave us money immediately on the spot and she pressed us. So these are all deflecting tactics. I'm sure that during the interrogation, all these things, the entire story will come out.
Or are you being lenient because Sonam is a woman? Mr. Kapoor would definitely raise that point.
I am saying that every accused must be given the same treatment, and the same treatment is given in law. There is no leniency for a woman or otherwise. There are n number of cases where the women have been convicted for either life imprisonment. I have not heard of any hanging till now or death penalty, but number of women have been convicted for life. So, I mean, the convictions are there. What I'm trying to say is that it is not only Sonam. It is because
you're saying other people are also involved. While Mr. Kapoor says, why can't Sonam be the mastermind? Why be so lenient? Is it just because she's a woman? He's also saying that we are taking note of these cases now. They've been happening for a long time in our society. Thank you very much, Dr. Datta, Abha Singh, PK Jain, and Mr. Kapoor for joining us on the broadcast.